Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope it's having a fantastic day. So we have a new signing on the defensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles, a couple pre-draft visits, some big news on Jalen Carter, and some other news other than that. So let's get straight into it all.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Hope it's having a fantastic day. So a new signing at defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. It is Kentavius Street at 27 years old. Kentavius Street, 2018. Eagles had a lot of interest in this guy back in that draft, which they took, Josh Sweat in the 4th round. I think he was like the 128th pick, something like that. I think to the 49ers. Tore his ACL at his pro day. Did not play his rookie season. 2019, 2020 didn't play at all. 2021 finally became a rotational piece for the 49ers and didn't really do much. And then 2022 signed a 1-year deal with the Saints. I think he had 6 sacks and combined sacks overall, but I think he only had 3.5 sacks for the year. Guy could bring pressure. Guy's a really good depth piece. It's a 1-year deal. It's not much. So low risk, high reward move. A lot of the players that the Eagles have signed have had injuries in the past. But with Kentavius Street, you're getting a guy that has, a lot of, obviously he's played a lot. I think he only played like 35-40% on rotation with the Saints last year. So, his pass rushing is pretty good, pretty aggressive. I have no issue with it. Just need another piece at DT next to Jordan Davis to kind of complete this whole thing at defensive tackle, because we talk about Fletcher Cox and can't play, should be playing like 30% of the snaps, 25 to 30% of the snaps each game, to get really more production out of him. Will they go get it in this draft? I don't know. It's what it looks like. They've already hit on this position twice by re-signing Fletch, now getting Kentavius Street on the defensive line. And like I said, he's going to be battling for a roster spot. There's no doubt about it, but has more experience than there's really nothing left there between Milton Williams and Tuli Tali, whatever his name is from USC that we've had that has been injured, good against the run, not really the biggest pass rusher we have because he's more of a run stuffer. But this is a good move. I mean, look, all I wanted was a depth guy that got a few sacks last season. I think is in a better defensive line with the edge guys that we do have here, with Reddick and Graham, Josh Sweat, and obviously, Derek Barnett's going to give it a shot this year if that's what they're going to do. So this is a high reward move, guys. It's either going to work out or it's not, but I feel like it's a very, very good signing. It's not bad. We're just talking depth here. We're not talking if this guy's going to be the counterpiece next to Jordan Davis. That's definitely not going to happen, but I feel really good about it going forward, and we'll just see what happens here. So pretty excited about it. Next on the list right now, there has been some news coming out of Las Vegas right now with the Raiders, and it looks like the Raiders had a lot of interest in Jalen Carter. Now, everything that happened with Henry Ruggs was a big eye-opener for the Raiders, and after what happened, which was horrible, ruined his career over really one bad decision. It looks like there's news coming out that the Raiders had a lot of interest, and that they were on that Jalen Carter was on their board, and now they are not going to take him at the 7th overall pick. Doesn't mean that Jalen Carter is flat out coming to the Eagles. Number one, do the Eagles have interest? Number two, which I think they do. Number two, is he going to be there at 10? That's the big problem. With the Bears at 9, it's tough for me to say that they could sit at 10, that they're going to get him, because I feel like Will Anderson and Jalen Carter are the top 2 guys for the Eagles of what they should draft. Top 2 talents there that they should be going after if they sit at 10. But these are probably 2 move-up candidates as of right now. So now with the signing of Kentavius Street, do they move back? Do they pick another position? Do they go offense with that 10th overall pick, what I mentioned, Bijan Robinson, or they go receiver or something like that? Not that I agree with getting a receiver, but you never know which way the Eagles will go when your offense is actually still intact right now. So From a Las Vegas Raiders perspective, I don't blame them because they're probably being so extra cautious as soon as they read the, what was going on with Jalen Carter, the bad pro day, everything leading up to it. They're probably just backing off at this point. This could be a smokescreen at the end of the day, but they could just be backing off like, no, we're not getting into another problem again. And I think the media is painting a really bad picture out of Jalen Carter because that's what they want to do is get clicks on their articles, and that's just what happens. I think he's just made some mistakes. Everybody's made mistakes. When you're caught on camera doing stuff or when it's reported that you're doing bad things, it makes you look bad, especially when you could be losing money, dropping to the second, third, fourth. Who knows if Jalen Carter will get drafted in the first round? A lot of teams might have passed. I mean, he was a few weeks ago where all the GMs that are in the top 10 were not a big fan of Jalen Carter and what he's done. And I think, a bad picture is being painted. I think with a second chance, with a really good support group on a team, and I think the Eagles would be a perfect situation for him, especially because Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis are here and playing next to Jordan Davis, I think would give him a new light. And I think, I feel like I would give it a chance. And I feel like my stomach and kind of like my gut feeling about it is I would give this guy another chance. And obviously my, first to second favorite player in this draft pretty much that I would get because I think he's a monster. Unless they want to wait on that first round pick at 10 and kind of, maybe move down a little bit, or they want to use it on Kalijah Kancey later on. So there's a lot of different options here, but to find out that the Raiders have, maybe had a lot more interest than we thought, it's probably a good sign that they could be passing up on him because of all the off-the-field stuff that is going on with him right now. So definitely another thing to definitely, kind of look out for there with the Jalen Carter news. Now, the Eagles had 2 pre-draft visits. You had Jacqueline Roy from LSU, really good defensive line, not good against the run. It's really fundamentals. It's really technique he needs to work on, gets pinned up on reach blocks very easily. It's just learning more technique, and I think he's a really good pass rusher. Could be a mid-round to late-round pick for the Eagles if they want to use him and kind of compete, and maybe after a year he will play really good. So they've been looking at a lot of defensive tackles, a lot of guys here, but mostly a pass rusher here and a pretty good one. I think he's got a high ceiling if he stays in the building for a couple of years and works on his craft. I do like Jacqueline Roy a lot, and obviously bringing in Julius Brents on a pre-draft visit, cornerback, DB, and I think with Brents too, teams will have a lot of interest in him. Could play a nice balance of zone coverage, press coverage, and is pretty physical on press coverage as well. But can he, kind of get stilted a little bit with his turning of his shoulders and his waist a little bit when it comes to covering, fast receivers downfield a little bit. Could stay toe-to-toe. That is kind of like the question, and has done it before, but the top of the route on the deep end is where, he kind of gets beat a little bit. So a guy that could stay in here for a couple years and kind of learn. And, Greedy Williams is already here as a backup, but would be nice to draft this guy to the Philadelphia Eagles and give this back room of this cornerback group a little bit more competition with Josh Jobe, Zach McPherson, and some of these other guys, Mario Goodrich. I mean, you have some depth now, even with Greedy Williams, want to kind of revive his career again and with a new team, and maybe the Eagles will get the best out of him. So adding another body like this, that's a nice balance between press and zone, is not a bad thing. Great at run support, tackles really well. His deep ball coverage is just a little bit shaky right now on his movement. And keeping up with those fast receivers downfield. That's really all I could say about it. Too much with Julius Brents. So glad they're looking at more cornerbacks. I think the only 2 they've really looked at was I think it was only Keely Ringo, and now with Julius Brents. So should be interesting down the road what they do. We still have a lot more pre-draft visits to come, so should be awesome. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. If you lasted this long, please subscribe to the channel and like the video for all the support. I do appreciate it so much. And make sure you guys check out, and we've sold a lot of hats so far, the Shakedown, Philly Shakedown merch. The Bijan Robinson Draft 5 merch is out. There's been a lot of hats that have been sold already, a couple t-shirts. Go get yours. Pre-orders are in the description below as well. And for the support of the Philly Shakedown too, to rock, we'll be rocking this merch on draft day and maybe before that to give you guys a little glimpse of what it looks like. So I'm very excited about it. Definitely check that out if you guys haven't as well. So other than that, guys, Kentavius Street, I think is a really good signing. Low risk, high reward type move. 3.5, I think combined 6 sacks, 3.5 sacks for the year last year. And only 27 years old. And I think is a really good depth piece. Now, what do the Eagles do now? They've already hit this position at DT twice. I feel like they need to find that one guy that's going to be that nice counterpiece for Jordan Davis. And I think we're cooking. I think we're good to go. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this signing, and what do you think the Eagles will do now because of this signing now? Do you think they are still going after a number 1 defensive tackle? Do you think they're still going to get that top guy in the draft? You guys let me know, and I will see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.